Hello guys, we don talk am. So Nigerian government don enter plenty wahala concerning Nnamdi Kanu matter. Nigerian government violated local and international laws in extradition, and this issue of retrying of Nnamdi Kanu, they don enter big trouble. You know say when people dey do something based on say, oh, I big pass you. You come dey one like, I can do anything. I can intimidate you. Na me get the yam, na me get knife. So anyhow I like am, I go cut am. But you are forgetting that there are rules and regulations. God when create this life, this universe when we dey, e get rules o. E just that people no dey give attention to these things. When you go against these things, when you miss am, you go suffer am. That is the truth. When you go against the rules of universe, you are going to suffer it. That is how it is. So Nigerian government, this matter, e go remove teeth for mouth. So the lawyer come talk say the forceful extradition of Kanu from Kenya without judiciary authorization flouted both the African Charter on Human and People's Rights, adding that refusal of the Supreme Court to uphold the standards weakens public confidence in the judiciary's independence and constitutional fidelity. So my people, United Kingdom-based human rights lawyer barrister Jude Njoko has accused the Nigerian government of violating the various provisions of both local and international laws in the extradition and trial of the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu. He said the forceful extradition of Kanu from Kenya without judiciary authorization flouted both the African Charter on Human and People's Rights, adding that refusal of the Supreme Court to uphold the standards weakens public confidence in the judiciary's independence and constitutional fidelity. Njoko, while commenting on the Supreme Court judgment of December 2023, a federal government versus Nnamdi Kanu, said, Justice Garaba Mohammed assumption that no Nigerian law explicitly prevents the prosecution of a person illegally rendered into the country, negated and contradicted the Nigerian Extradition Act, particularly sections 3, 7 in bracket, 5 and 15, which collectively creates a legal framework that demands due process, restricts the use of force in transitional transfers, and upholds the rights of fugitives. The lawyer, in a statement he issued on Tuesday in Abuja, described the government's action as absurd and unacceptable. He added that both Kenya and Nigerian laws demand a fair hearing before removal, a requirement violated in Kanu's case. Kenya's constitution, under Article 29, guarantees freedom and security of the person, and Article 47 ensures fair administrative action, both bypassed in Kanu's rendition, Nigerian's constitution. Under Section 35, protect personal liberty, and Section 36 guarantees a fair hearing, also infringed. The statement reads in parts. Article 4 of the African Charter on Human and People's Rights, demonstrated in Nigeria under Section 12 of the 1999 Constitution, forbids arbitrary deprivation of life and integrity, reinforced by Article 7, 1 in brackets, ensuring the right to a fair hearing, African Charter on Human and People's Rights. These provisions were evaluated as Kanu was removed without due process, extraditing contradicting extradition treaties between Kenya and Nigeria, which requires legal procedures. Kanu's charges shifted from treasonable felony to treason, allegedly for offences committed outside Nigeria, raising jurisdictional issues under the Extradition Act. Section 3, 7 in bracket, and Section 5 of the Extradition Act of Nigeria, dealing with surrender conditions, don't specifically address illegal renditions. However, trying Kanus for alleged offences committed outside Nigeria without legal extradition contradicts the Act's intent, adding to the legal complicity. The replacement of the initial charges of treasonable felony with fresh terrorism allegations, none of which were the basis for the extraordinary rendition, further evaluate the principles of speciality and subvert legal norms. Nigeria, by forcefully adopting Kanu from Kenya without judiciary authorization, flouted both the African Chapter on Human and People's Rights and binding obligations under Commonwealth extradition frameworks. The Supreme Court refusal to uphold these standards weakens public confidence in the judiciary's independence and constitutional fidelity. Justice, if it must stand, must not be built on a foundation of illegality. Kanu's case is not simple. About a man. If Kanu's case is not simple, it's about a man, it is about whether the Nigerian state remains bound by law or has become an arbitrary above it. It is the jurisprudential maximum in every English common law country in the world, which Nigeria is one, that you cannot place illegality on legality and expect it to stand. The concern about placing an illegality stop legality should agitate the minds of those involved in this high-profile case, as the Supreme Court's focus on jurisdiction over due process undermines the rule of law. The unimpeachable Court of Appeals 2022 ruling, which discharged Kanu, cited breaches of fair hearing rights, lying with the municipal laws of both Kenya and Nigeria and international law, where the Supreme Court prioritized domestic executive convenience over and above the rule of law, highlighting a deep controversy. The Supreme Court ruling by Justice Garaba sets a dangerous precedent for future cases, potentially weakening due process potentials in extradition and related cases, risking increased international criticism. So guys, as you can see, this case is not going to be easy, for Nigerian government. Unless they just still want to do otherwise. The truth, this case is not going to be easy for Nigerian government. Abeg, I dey drop am for here. Kindly drop your comments below the comment section. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Thank you. Bye for now.